What's going on, everybody? It's Unboxing Reviews here, and in today's video I'm of course going to be showing you guys how to make Black Widow's new white costume using the LEGO DC Supervillains character customizer. So without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so to start off with, we're of course going to head on into Appearance, Head, and Head again, and you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom until you find Custom Head 13 in of course this skin tone right here. Then once you've done that, you're going to back out of there, head on into Face Decal color, which is the color of the eyebrows, which we want to make sure are this color right here. For the eyeshadow, just go ahead and match it with the skin tone. For the lip color, we're going to go with this one, and then for the wrinkle decal color, you're also going to be matching it with the skin tone. Now then, we don't need any accessories, so of course we can back out of here, head on into the hair section, and you want to scroll all the way to the bottom until you find the curly long hairstyle. And for the color, we're just going to go ahead and match it with the eyebrows. Nice. Now then, onto the body. So for the body, we're going to go for preset body, and you want to scroll all the way to the very top until you find Malcolm Merlin's in white. Now then, for the arms, you're going to go to both arms, and you want to scroll all the way to the very bottom until you find Orion's arms. And yet again, we're going to make sure that they are white. However, for the hands, you're just going to go ahead and match them with the skin tone like this. For the hips, you're going to scroll all the way to the very bottom until you find Malcolm Merlin's, which are also going to be white. And finally, of course, we're going to do the same with the legs. So you're going to scroll all the way to the very bottom until you find this piece in white. Nice. Now then, onto the effects. So this is completely optional, but since we're going to be giving Nat her electroshock batons, I would highly recommend that you add both a left hand glow and a right hand glow. So for the left hand glow, we're going to turn that on, make sure that you go with style 4, and then for the color, we're going to go with this blue right here. And obviously you're going to do the exact same with the right hand glow. So yet again, turn it on, make sure that you go with style 4, and then for the color, we're going to go with the same blue. Nice. Now then, for the hit impact effects, you're going to turn that on, make sure that you go style 1 this time, but yet again we're going to go with this blue. And finally, of course, we need a jump slam effect, so you're going to turn that on, make sure that you go style 1, but this time we're going to make it black, because as you can see here, it leaves less of an effect as possible. Nice. Now then, before we move on into the abilities, we of course need to give Nat her electroshock baton. So what you need to do next is head on into weapons, misc weapons type, and you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom until you find the baseball bat. Then you want to back out of there, head on into misc weapon position, choose both hands, and then for both weapon colors, we're going to go ahead and make them black. Nice. Now then, onto the abilities. So we don't need to add any abilities to the tag button, but for the jump button, we're going to go to double tap X, double jump, turn that on, and we're going to go with double jump style 3. Then once you've done that, you're going to back out of there, head on into the action button section, you're going to scroll down to hold square, and we're going to add the beam ability. So you want to turn that on, make sure that you go with beam style 5. For the beam damage type, we're going to go with an electric beam. For the beam color, we're going to go with the same blue that we went with for all of the effects. And then finally, for the beam origin, you're going to go ahead and choose the weapon. Nice. Now then, for the last part of the abilities, we're of course going to back out of there, head on into the special button category, we're going to select tap circle, and you're going to scroll down until you find detective mode. So you want to turn that on, and then for the color, we're going to make it red. Nice. Now then, onto the skills. So for Natasha's skills, we definitely need a grapple gun, so we're going to turn that on, make sure that you go with black as the grapple gun color, and then for the rope type, we're going to go with rope type 1 in dark gray. Now then, for the rest of the skills, we're of course going to add technology, acrobatics, wall climbing. We're also going to go ahead and add tracking, so you want to turn that on, make sure that you go with red, and then finally, of course, we're going to add the stealth skill. Nice. Now then, onto the personality. So for the health icon, I'm just going to go ahead and stick with red. For the health type, we're going to go with standard health. For the voice, just choose any female voice. For the speed, go with normal. For the target reticle, I would highly recommend going with live wires. And then for the animation, we're just going to leave this, because obviously when you give your character a weapon in this game, it actually gives them a custom animation set. And it's a really good one, so I'm going to stick with that. Alright, cool. So we have done the appearance, the abilities, the personality. We've given Nat her electroshock batons. So now all we need to do is fill in the basic information. So for the status, we're of course going to put hero. For the affiliation, we'll put unknown, and then for the name, we're obviously going to type out Black Widow. Nice. Alright, cool. So now, of course, what we're going to do is drop Black Widow into the hub world and see just what she can do. So I don't know about you guys, but I seriously love the look of this film. The trailer really gave off a James Bond, Jason Bourne-esque spy thriller kind of vibe. And I mean, that fight scene between Nat and Yelena just looks so intense. And from the sound of it, it's actually going to be a lot more brutal than we're expecting. So it's really great to see Marvel Studios continuing to try and see just how far they can really go with a PG PG-13 rating. Now the music in this trailer is something that really caught my attention. I mean, it just sounds so good, and I don't exactly know for sure if the theme that we hear is actually from Henry Jackman's score for the film, but it definitely sounded similar to what we heard in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, more specifically the Winter Soldier theme itself, which would make a lot of sense as that is of course yet another movie that Jackman composed for Marvel Studios. So one thing that I particularly like the look of is the skydive scene, because Nat is by no means superhuman, we all know this, and yet we still see her weaving through debris and gunfire with ease, which is just insane. And it's worth noting that the bridge that we see her dive off could actually turn out to be the very same one that we've seen in this concept art, which of course showcases a fight with Taskmaster. So Nat jumping from the bridge might be the aftermath of that fight scene. However, one of the most notable things that we see in the trailer is this opening shot of Budapest, a city that has been referenced quite a few times in the MCU, mainly because it's where Nat and Clint went on a very memorable yet mysterious mission. So here's hoping that we get a flashback or two, and maybe even more insight on the rest of Nat's past, because there is still so much to uncover and explain, such as Dreykov's daughter, Sao Paulo, the hospital fire, Osaka, and the children's ward events that were referenced by Loki in the Avengers and Alexander Pierce in the Winter Soldier. Now lastly, one final thing that I really want to talk about is William Hurt, because once again we see that he is reprising his role as Secretary Ross for the 5th time in the MCU, only this time he appears to look a lot younger, potentially even more so than the age that he was in 2008's The Incredible Hulk, back when the character was still a general in this universe. It's also no coincidence that Nat is wearing the exact same outfit that the other Black Widow agents are wearing in the trailer, including Rachel Weisz's character Melina, who is apparently Iron Maiden from the comics, and I must add she also appears to look a lot younger in this particular shot from the film. Now this all leads me to believe that the movie could feature some pre-Iron Man flashbacks, because as we can see in the background of this scene, the same black vehicles behind Nat appear in the convoy in this shot and behind Ross in the screenshot that I just previously showed, not to mention the fact that we actually hear Nat talking with Ross in the trailer. So I'm thinking that there will probably be a scene set in the past where Ross goes to recruit Nat, possibly on behalf of S.H.I.E.L.D., but of course we will just have to wait and see. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video, but definitely stay tuned because I've got plenty more custom characters inspired by Marvel Studios' Black Widow movie coming very soon. But of course, until then, I want to thank you all very much for watching. Stay tuned for lots more videos real soon, and as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.